These settings, if you change them, they could make a big difference in terms of how many wins you get and how you improve your performance. I think there's a big misconception in regards to these settings, and we're going to go. There's actually quite a few of them. We're going to touch on advanced defending as well. And the first one is time shooting. You want to get better at FC25 now. Before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? That's the Nil Guys guarantee. We got in-depth tutorials that are not even on the YouTube channel. We show you the theory of something and we show you gameplay examples in a structured format. We also go over real life football examples that apply to the game and exclusive pro gameplay analysis, full gameplay analysis to elevate your game. We teach you everything from the basics to the meta. Come join at patreon.com/Nil Guys. Links down below in the description. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guys guarantee. Links down below in the description. Now, time shooting, everyone should have it on by default, okay? I think at this stage, ignore it says square. That's because I'm just using different controls. But everyone should have time finishing on at a minimum. I think especially if you want to score easy goals, the easiest goals I would say to score outside the box are finesse shots. If you've got the finesse shot playstyle, someone like Son, I think time finishing is one of the easiest and simple ways to score. You know, you don't have to have a player like Son. There's actually more affordable players out there. I'm not talking about that new Son, but you could even use Gold Son. He actually works very, very well. But look, I'm just going to show you if I type in Son like so. And you can choose any of the Sons. But look, you don't have to buy this variation. There's so many cards of the finesse shot playstyle now. You got, of course, the massive, the best team of the years. But if you look on the lower end of the market, you can see you have a few players. You got even Gold Salah can probably get the job done. Shellen, she's got that new card. Only 450k or whatever, 400k now, even cheaper. You've even seen Elise say a lot of the pro players use that card. So if you want those easy goals, quote unquote, I would definitely say it's worth using time finishing. In fact, I would also say that a lot of the pro players are using finesse shots as well. You're seeing Tex as well using it quite a lot. And he always did. He even used it before the patch. And don't forget, they're not going to nerf time shooting because they said they're not going to adjust shooting at all in the next future patches in gameplay wise. So until the end of the year, it will be very, very good. And don't forget, you also do have the evolution that came out just a few days ago, the King of Egypt, which gives you the finesse shot playstyle as well. So that's something to bear in mind. You can do Trivelas as well, but I find that Trivela is a bit more of a higher skill because you really need the angle. You got to kind of do a ball roll, and then you need a Trivela shot, which sometimes a lot of players have difficulty executing. Now, then it goes to precision shooting. I still stand on what I say is precision shooting is much better, okay? But you don't need to use it. I think especially after the January patch when finishing has become easier, that's how it should be inside the box anyway. Does precision shooting still have its place? Yes. If you know how to green type your precision shots, you're laughing. You can score these near post shot across goals. You can beat the goalkeeper. It makes your shots more accurate and more fast, especially if you green time it. But I would say for most people, assisted is fine. Don't use manual. You just never, there's natural no benefit of using manual. But I think a lot of people, the reason why I don't suggest it is a lot of people, they use it in the beginning and then they're not used to it and then they switch back. And the reason why is because they miss more times the clear chances with assisted, although they may score less of those difficult chances, but they'll score more goals overall, if that makes sense. So although precision can help, you got to be comfortable. I think honestly, if you're elite level, I would strongly recommend experimenting with precision, but you have to be inside the box. Now, I know there might be someone out there who's in Division 3 says, you know what, Neil, I can use precision shooting. I'm in Division 3. I'm not an elite. Okay, that's fine. You might be one of the few people, but for most people, precision, especially when they get the ball inside the box, they panic a lot. This is just increasing another feature to do. You got to then aim your shot. And when the game is moving quite fast as it is, I don't think it's worth using precision shooting for the average player. So I definitely would recommend assisted. However, if you are at that level, elite level, I would definitely recommend precision. In fact, if I had a choice and I wasn't teaching this game, I would stay on precision the entire time. I just don't because I have to teach the game and probably better off using assisted. Then we're going to go over to defending. Again, another one, tactical versus advanced. Now, you want my honest opinion still? Even the pros, tactical defending is the way to go. Again, it kind of comes down to advanced defending, but you see the difference is you need to know when to do a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, when to do a seal out, and when to tackle the ball. A lot of people think they know how to do this, but don't forget the average player doesn't even know how to use teammate contain properly. They probably inadvertently use teammate contain and they run out with their center backs and they're blaming the game when it's really their fault. The problem is people defend is they press buttons by mistake and they don't realize it. And it's more to do with panicking. I would rather you use tactical defending and then you could effectively the game defends for you. And to be honest, I still use tactical defending. Yes, there's some advantage that will come over in a second, advanced defending, but the game decides for you. But you see, at this moment of time, the game I understand is very broken in many capacities, in many different ways. But the good thing that the game actually has is it actually knows when to do a shoulder challenge and when to do a normal tackle quite well. So that is why I'd recommend tactical defending, especially if you're new to the game, you just started in January, or if you're just struggling to defend as it is. Why do you want to make it more difficult? I like to think of it as like, imagine you're driving a car, right? Imagine you driving for the first time. You've got a choice between an automatic car or a manual car. Now, if you're struggling to drive in the first place, do you want to drive a manual car? Do you want to start changing gears, pressing the clutch down, making it more difficult for you? Like you'd have to concentrate on, for example, how to change gears instead of looking on the road. Now, that's what I'm trying to say the car example. But if you're like some amazing driver and you very, very good driver, you've been driving for many, many years and you don't struggle with defending, then of course I think it's worth using advanced defending. Kind of like driving a car, you know, you can change the exact gear you want to enter in. You can go on the lower gear if you need to increase speed. And of course, use a higher gear when you're on a motorway if you want to be fuel efficient. But the average person here, they don't know how to defend. So that is why I'd recommend using advanced defending first. And then when you get into that elite tier, then using advanced defending. Is there a benefit? I think there is, but I think it's over exaggerated. I think the problem is a lot of lower tier players, they don't know how to defend in the first place. They use advanced defending and they use like the bruiser playstyle, and then they overemphasize the importance of this. Like people are saying, for example, anticipate and bruise are the best playstyles in the game. Absolutely not. For defending, the jockey playstyle plus is the most important. If I'd have to even look at your gameplay, I could tell you this from I coach thousands of students, right? I don't even have to even look at your gameplay. I can tell if you struggle with defending, forget this. Just get a defender with a jockey playstyle plus. Just literally, if you want one of the best defenders inside the game, you can get Yap Stan, one of the best defenders inside the game. Probably better than Saliba if you're asking me the jockey playstyle alone. If you're asking me, this Pavard card is a new card, a very, very good card. Got the jockey playstyle plus because the jockey playstyle helps you move fast with the run and jockey, and most people are out of position, and that is why the playstyle is worth more. You can see the Eder Militao is another good centre back, 1.5 million, but he's very, very good. Walsh is actually a very good card, but she is slightly on the shorter side, and that's why I wouldn't recommend it. But for centre mid CDM, you can get away with. Georgia's is quite good because she's quite taller. If you remember the Semedo and centre back, that meta, but 5'8", she can be quite short as well. But she's definitely a good card. But otherwise, I'd recommend, honestly, Kunde, very, very cheap card. I'd recommend Pavard as well. He, of course, has Anchor as well. Carragher is also a decent card as well. More I wouldn't really go towards because I think his sprint speed is probably a bit too low. But, you know, there's even cheaper cards like, you know, the Kundes. I wouldn't really go beyond this, but you got the Kundes. He's also a very, very good card for left back as well. So even for both CDM and centre back, I'll definitely recommend the jockey playstyle. If you're on a budget, I think Pavard and realistically speaking, Kunde are probably the best cards you can get price performance right now. So if you're really strong with defending, I wouldn't make that change first. But as I said, is there a benefit with advanced defending? Of course there is. They're giving you the power and ability to know when you want to do and what you want to do. And as I said, with the Bruiser playstyle and a few other playstyles, you can get a little bit more with advanced defending, maybe like 10% more. I don't think it's as grand as people make it out to be because of the animations, but that's why I wouldn't recommend changing unless you're on elite level. So I think a lot of people, for example, in Division 3, they're using precision because the pros are using it. Well, first of all, pros are forced to use precision shooting. Don't forget, it's not a choice. They're basically effectively made you. They have to use it. They can't use assisted. So that's why I think a lot of people struggle. So I would say leave this on assisted. At least put time finishing. I think that one is one that you should learn. Guarantee your shots, especially those finesse shots outside the box. And then leave these both on tactical and leave it on assisted. When you get to that level, you can always increase it. And I guarantee you right now, most of the pros still use tactical defending, if I'm not wrong. So that's what I'd recommend. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you want to get better FC, come to my Patreon series, patreon.com/NeilGuides. Links down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace.